Alright, welcome back everyone to the Pizza Bender Academy playthrough Quest for Glory 1, Magic User. When we left, I had just gotten some flying water and was going to go give it to the healer. So we'll just head up here. And make our way over to the door. You hear the inside bolt slide open.
Come on in. Well, what can I do for you this time?
The healer makes some sort of arcane gesture over the flask of water, then smiles. How do you make an arcane gesture?
Flying water. How clever. Let's see, to make the Dispo Potion I still need fairy dust.
Okay, let's just see. Yeah, okay. So I can do the fairy dust tonight. Before we do that, however, I want to go get some more rations because I just noticed I'm down to 2. So we head up here to the dry goods store. Magic users don't really need to come in here for anything except rations. I think we can just call it food.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The shopkeeper puts out.
I didn't notice you coming in. My, you look like an adventurer. We don't see too many around here. The Brins tend to get rid of most adventurers before they make it to their town. You may be in luck. Carrying most of an adventurer's quick behind this counter. Would you like to make a purchase? Adventuring rations aren't the tastiest food in the world, but they will keep you healthy and alert as you go along. A pack of 5 rations will cost you just 5 silvers.
So let's buy some rations. And again, I think you could say food or rations. I don't know that it matters.
But why would you say rations if you can say food?
Here you are. Thank you for your patronage.
Probably that will see me through what I need to do. And at some point I have to come buy some apples, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Because today I'm on to the exciting task of training my fighting skill a little bit. I need it before I can take the next step in my journey. And then I will go visit the fairy ring tonight and see if I can't get some fairy dust. So in the meantime, we're going to head over and beat up some goblins. Good training, and you actually do get a little money from them.
When you get to a certain point in the process, you are making a pretty
Hostile
good haul each
intent
time.
is evident. Prepare for battle. Oh goodness, I didn't get healed all the way last night.
Well, you've been doing a bit of rough stuff today, too.
Well, I hadn't done anything that would have zapped my health so far.
Well,
Really.
Actually,
You found 4 silvers and carefully placed them in your pouch.
4 silvers. You are rich.
Rest. I'm too impatient to rest.
Hey, you're lucky.
Yeah, my health could use some work. So, what I'm going to do now is come on over here. run because I don't feel like fighting 2 goblins just yet. So I'm going to see if I can spawn another attack. This screen you get attacked by goblins a lot.
So what we're doing here is what is technically known as the old edge of the screen trick, which is where you go on and off the screen. Really, you can stick near the edge of it.
In this one though, you have to go about halfway
27.
on to see if the monster showed up or not. When you get to a certain point, it will slow down for a minute if you are being chased by something. That's what I'm trying to get it to do right now. But I'm not spawning any goblins.
You only get goblins when you don't want them. I'm sure there's a technical term for that too, but...
So what I might start doing is, because that goblin music is annoying me,
I was gonna say.
running between these 2 screens. Instead, again, this screen up here is disproportionately likely to spawn goblins, so... Okay, we can run up here too.
It's one of those things, the screens next to the goblin training ground spawn goblins so that they can drive you into the actual training ground. The ones near the brigands' ambush
tend to spawn brigands.
once you've actually trained enough. You'll see this probably in the fighter playthrough, that when you've actually trained enough, goblins aren't as good a deal as brigands.
But brigands are too tough for certainly a flimsy little magic user like myself.
Yeah.
And really, thieves too.
Certainly a pure class thief.
Although thieves have a slightly easier time training weapon use than magic users for some reason.
It's because we don't have zap.
It doesn't seem to affect it all that much.
So we are having pretty much zero luck here with the goblin deal.
Keep hoping.
Or with monsters at all.
Well, I don't really want anything tougher than a goblin. I'm not really interested in getting killed.
But getting killed is... well, okay, it's not fun. No.
It depends on how you do it. Some of the death messages are highly enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, it's not always
Let's see if
fun.
I can rest again. Yeah, I wore down some stamina.
Unless you're a Dwarf Fortress player.
So, as long as we're doing this, and I'm sure this is really exciting for those of you watching, I want to talk a little bit about the spells that we have. Because if you were to take a quick gander at our inventory, you would see we have Open, Detect, Magic, Trigger, Dazzle, Zap, Calm, Flame Dart, and Fetch. And some of these are pretty self-explanatory. Open obviously opens things. And Fetch fetches things. Flame Dart is an attack spell. It's the only attack spell we have.
Detect magic shows you where magic stuff is.
Some of them, though, are a little vaguer, like Trigger. Trigger sets off magic, or in later games, traps, remotely.
So if you cast Trigger on the screen with the invisible ladder, it makes the ladder visible, for instance.
And similar things to that. In later games, it becomes far more useful when you have to disarm a lot of traps, and you just cast Trigger on them all. And then, are there any others here? Dazzle, of course, is a confusion spell. Works on monsters. Zap enhances your weapon the next time you attack. Calm is a...
Get out of trouble quick.
It only works on some monsters, though.
Well,
Most of the ones, if you cast Calm before they engage you in combat, you can escape. In this game, that's not necessarily true of all setups, unless...
And
The other
cast.
thing to note while we're in our inventory, of course, I'm not going to make you get back to it, is that magic users collect huge numbers of pieces of paper because
Even
all
though
the spell scrolls stick
the
around.
words disappear from the scrolls, you keep the piece of paper. So we're having 0 luck getting goblins here. And I've used up about 10 minutes trying. So I'm gonna leave the video here and we will pick this up. I don't think I'll show you any more grinding because this is clearly really exciting and
Really exciting.
I think we'll just skip to the bit where I'm going to do the fairy ring tonight. So join me for that. Until then, ta-ta!